Hey everyone, it's me. I have a vent. I have just a gripe, and I think a lot of people this may strike a chord with a lot of people because I am normally calm, cool, and collected. But I'll tell you, it took all of my strength recently to remain that way. And I'm going to talk about people who are considered big mouths. And these are the people that get into a room and talk louder than everyone else, will ask a question only to be able to turn the conversation back on themselves, and very challenging, difficult, and the conversation is always surrounding them. Not only that, these are the type of people that will have stories of grandiosity where their stories just get bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where you're sitting there going, as a kind person, you're thinking, okay, this is a tall tale, and that's just the way it is. In order to keep the peace, we normally keep quiet and allow them to continue rambling on and on. So, I've said this before, I am an Army veteran. I served basic training at Fort Dix, New Jersey. AIT was in Fort Sam Houston. My active duty station was Fort Lewis, Washington, back before it was Lewis McChord, and I was a 91 Alpha 10 medical specialist, and this is way back in the day, 89 on up. And so when people say, did you serve? What did you do? I can tell you my MOS and what I did, and did you have good experiences? Yes and no. And normally if they ask what did you cover, I'll say, oh, I worked in the TMC, which is Troop Medical Clinic, or I worked one stint in an ambulance, and then I worked at a family practice clinic for a while, or I went to the field. And I do have stories, but they're short, sweet, and to the point. I don't really go into a whole lot. There's a lot I could cover, but I just simply don't. And I really don't know a lot of veterans who do anyways. I know a lot of veterans who short, sweet, and to the point, but unless we're all, unless all of us medics are kind of hanging out and we talk about, oh, what field did you go to? I went to Yakima, or, where did you, sorry, where were you stationed, and, what was your experience? Then we kind of go into more, because I think medics understand medics, Rangers understand Rangers. So we swap war stories. And so I went and was invited recently to a family party, and my sister-in-law invited this individual, a guest, and his friend. I didn't really know the situation, but the guy had, of course, a military shirt on, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was wearing dog tags, but he also had supposedly a service dog with him, which had a vest. The vest was not on the service dog. And I didn't really even, I didn't say anything, because I normally I just like to have a general conversation so everyone can be involved, because if I'm the only veteran in the room and no other vets are there, I don't want to disclude people. So this guy, literally from the second we walked in the room, stories of grandiosity. He did this and he did that, and this was a service dog who has had 2 Purple Hearts, and he went on and on about all of the different jobs he had in the military, and that he served at war, and he has shrapnel in his leg from 8 years ago, and he still has unhealed wounds. And this went on for about 2 hours, and I literally, really honestly have never, in a long time, I have not been around someone like this, so I was not prepared. And I just basically tuned out, and I thought, this is I'm just gonna listen. And it kept getting so much more. Uh, there was just so much more that he added on. And the service dog he had he said he was a Navy SEAL, and the dog was trained with the Navy SEALs. And but this dog, and I've been around service dogs, and they're trained just sit by the handler, and to be able to read, if there's anxiety, etc., they go and they can cue off the handler. And this service dog growled at the other dogs in the house, sat and begged. The owner, or the handler, the guy, fed him off the plate. He was undisciplined. He did not listen. And there were so many holes in the story. I couldn't even. I just sat there while everybody was, ooh and ah, and oh my gosh, it's so exciting, and this dog, and you, and you're the greatest, and well, what a hero you are. And I sat there and I said, this is. So I said to my husband, I said, everything he said was a lie. And my husband said, what? I said, nothing he said was true, because he showed a picture of his service dog as a puppy in a shopping cart. And if you have a service dog, you actually have pictures of them in service. I just can't even get enough. So what do you do in most cases? Normally I would say, here's my military ID. Where's yours? What did you get when you were discharged? You always have documentation or pictures from service, etc. And I was just so taken aback. So anyways, if you're dealing with a big mouth, you can call them out, but you have to be prepared to call them out, because if I say I'm a veteran, I need proof you're a veteran too. A lot of people may have served a year, 2 years, 3 years, may have been dishonorably discharged for whatever odd reason. And so since that time, they have created an existence stating they're a veteran, which in fact they only may have served a little bit. But you can do all of your studies and figure out what each branch of the military did, and what the MOS involves and involved, etc. I mean, if I say I was a medic, I can tell you how AAT, basic, etc., what we learned in each school. And anyone can learn that and can practice, and practice makes perfect. So they can become schooled on different MOSs and what the different service members do. So just because someone says they're a veteran doesn't mean they're a veteran. And even if they are, it doesn't mean they have the level of service or the experience as someone who's actually served in that MOS. So that's all I wanted to say. It was just less than entertaining, but I thought this really can't be happening, and it did. So next time I see this person, I'm going to call them out, and that's just the way it is. Have a great day. Bye-bye.